What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. Let's get into it, y'all, man. I want to talk about main event Jey Uso, bro, because he had a very important night. This is the night we've been waiting for ever since we saw Dom come to Jey, was it a few weeks ago or a couple of weeks ago, basically asking him, hey, think about joining Judgment Day, man. We got a family over here and all this other stuff. And so it's been getting wild lately because we've been seeing that, maybe they might recruit Jey Uso, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but let's just go through what happened. So earlier in the night, we saw that Damian Priest showed up as Jey was actually talking to Jackie Redmond, and Jackie Redmond had to step away because Priest said he wanted to talk to Jey one-on-one. And Priest told Jey that the Judgment Day was looking for Uso, and that he said his crew was pushing hard for Jimmy, which we're about to talk about in a second. Priest said he wants Jey, but it's not a dictatorship though. So he said he's gonna let him make the decision at the end of the night, man. So he got to, he's gonna have to make the decision. And Priest talked about family and how the bloodline is more of his relatives, but this could be his family though. You know what I mean? The family that he chooses. You know what I'm saying? So main event Jey had a match against Drew McIntyre because y'all know Drew McIntyre got a history with the bloodline that goes back to last year at the Clash of the Castle, where y'all know how that turned out, where my man Drew lost to Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle in his own country in Wales. So or was that in Wales or Scotland? I'll be getting them two mixed up, man. Where Drew McIntyre is definitely from Scotland, but ain't because I think Clash of the Castle was at Cardiff, Wales, right? If I'm not mistaken. So I don't know, man. But that's when Solo Sikoa made his little WWE debut, where he kind of got involved in that match, and then he left NXT shortly after that. So that's how that whole thing went. So Drew McIntyre went on ahead to defeat Jey Uso, and the reason why it went like this was because Jey. Okay, so at one point towards the end of the match, the Judgment Day was ringside. Dom, Priest, and Balor was all there without Rhea. Rhea, they say she was recovering from Nia Jax. We know she wasn't in real life, but she was recovering from Nia Jax. And basically, they had cornered Jey, right? They said, you got to win this for the Judgment Day, right? So then Jey got a good look at Damian Priest, and he super kicked him. And that basically, that lit up the Judgment Day after that. And then Jey got into being led into a Claymore Kick, right? I think he super kicked Dom too, by the way, because that's what bought him some time before he got attacked after the match. So the Claymore Kick from McIntyre, that was all she wrote for Jey Uso. So Drew McIntyre won. So this was an interesting part too. So you know how Jey is supposed to be getting trust from the locker room very slowly. He's got the trust from Cody and Sami Zayn for right now, but Kevin Owens is still thinking about it. They talked about that early in the episode that Kevin Owens still doesn't really trust him, and then Drew McIntyre, because of his history with him, wasn't really interested in helping out Jey. Jey was getting his ass whooped by the Judgment Day. Drew McIntyre never did come out to help him, kind of thought about it, and then just kept walking, and then that's when Cody saved him at the end, and McIntyre was walking, and he had some fans booing him. So McIntyre hasn't really turned heel yet, but I think that dude is turning heel, you know what I mean? I think he's turning heel. That's my thoughts on him as far as what's going to be going on with him. And Jey, I talked about this before. I think the last time I talked about this with Jey Uso, I definitely said I don't think Jey Uso is going to join the Judgment Day, man. So because he's got to, this is a good point for him to kind of prove himself to the baby faces in the locker room, right? And so this pretty much put the end to the courting of Jey, right? Now it gets a little interesting with Jimmy because we know Jimmy's still more of a heel, and I think they could end up successfully getting him. Now I think what's going to happen is it's going to be very interesting because Roman Reigns is supposed to come back next month, so hopefully I get a chance to cover a SmackDown or two in October because SmackDown's been because of the time of the week that it airs. I've been having some trouble trying to cover the show. But I really have to cover the part where Roman Reigns comes back, because I think that's where Jimmy is going to have, that's where the decision is going to be made about his future in the Bloodline. But I think it'll be really interesting if Jimmy actually joins Judgment Day. I will love that. That will be a very interesting wrinkle right there if he was able to join the Judgment Day. Because think about it, if Jimmy joined the Judgment Day, that means he's going to be going against his brother on Raw. And I think that's gonna definitely intensify some things, man. And we could probably get a Jey versus Jimmy match at WrestleMania, because I heard some people talking about that match being a possibility, brother versus brother. So I think we might be getting that brother versus brother match, bro, at WrestleMania. So I think that's why Jimmy has to join the Judgment Day. But it's going to be interesting because there might be a little rivalry between Judgment Day and the Bloodline, you know, because he still got Solo Sikoa, so it's still technically a faction that's still going on with that. But I do think Roman's going to find some new members, though. I've been saying that for months now. I think that dude's going to find some new members to replace the Usos, so be on the lookout for that in the future, man. But this is getting very interesting, guys. Very interesting, because with Jimmy, I think Jimmy being in play is what makes it even more interesting now. So we know with Jay's going to be on the babyface side, so that's over with for right now. So it's going to be very interesting. And then how does Jey respond with McIntyre? That's going to be interesting as well. How the babyface is going to be looking at McIntyre going forward. Are they going to, is Cody going to, put him on the mic, expose him or whatever for not helping Jey out? This stuff is going to get very interesting, man. But give me your thoughts on this, man. Go ahead and give this video a like, share, subscribe, y'all. Thank y'all for watching After News Delight. Let me know what y'all think.